Temu. We all know it and nobody loves it. It's basically the equivalent of having a Chinese store right in your pocket, except it collects more data than any Chinese store I've ever been to, and is probably spying on you, but I didn't say that. Now, recently, one of my friends has been ordering something off of Temu, and she had this coupon because her order was over $50, I think. And basically, she gave me the choice to choose whatever I wanted, and like she got a free item. And one of the things I saw was a capture card, a 4K 60 FPS capture card, which regularly costs $5, but I got it for free. And I was curious, for $5, how bad can it be, or rather, will it even work? And I was pretty surprised. Before starting off, I have to mention that this video is not sponsored by Temu in any way, and everything I say is strictly my thoughts. I did not yet pay to promote this item, I did not yet pay to review it. This is strictly my thoughts, and I technically got it for free, but you know what I mean. And the second more important thing is that when you order things from Temu, the quality can vary a lot. Even though it's the same item, for example, you might get a item that's quite different quality wise, so keep that in mind if you decide to order this item, this capture card or any other item on Temu. Okay, so this arrived in the box, this is what came. This is how the capture card looks. It's USB 3.0, it's 4K Ultra HD, which I kinda doubt. It says it has HD copy protection, I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, as you can see, this is it. There was also a golden version of this, but on the off chance that this works, I really do not want anything golden on my desk. I also like that the cable is also blue and it's USB 3.0, as you can see. Now I'm going to get this all hooked up with my PS5, PC, OBS, whatever, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so I've got everything hooked up. As you can see, this is the capture card. Basically, if you haven't used a capture card, this is how it works. So it has two HDMI ports. You plug in one HDMI to the capture card and it goes to the PS5, and the other HDMI goes from the capture card to the monitor. And there's also the USB 3.0, which you need to plug in from your capture card to your PC, and that's it. Now, to my surprise, as you can see, I'm in OBS and it's actually displaying something, it actually works. For those of you who don't know, basically, if you have a capture card, what you need to do is download OBS, it's a free software, you've probably used it. Make a new scene, add a video capture device and an audio input source, and let me just show you. Yeah, as you can see in my properties, I have USB 3.0, which is the capture card that I'm using. It's currently set to 1080p and 60 FPS. There is 4K, however, there are major issues with that, and I'll show that to you later. Now, as you can see, it's working. However, before jumping into the quality and input latency and everything, there is something I have to show you. So, if I change my monitor to my PS5, now, because this is all connected to the capture card, the quality here is lower than it should be. It's not as bad, but you can definitely see some artifacting, which is not present when just using my monitor regularly. Okay, so I'm back in OBS. Now I want to show you the input latency. However, capturing that will prove to be a bit difficult, but this is my controller, and the input latency is honestly pretty good. I'm not sure how to measure it properly, but basically, if you've played a game via cloud streaming, this is better than that. This is much better than that. Like, I'm not sure how good you can see. Actually, let me just put this into full screen. Maybe that will make it a bit easier. So, yeah. As you can see, it's pretty good. Like, I tried playing some games with it. I tried playing Minecraft, and it's pretty unnoticeable. Like, I could get used to the delay in like a minute or so, and it will be no issues at all. However, I'm guessing that if you're playing something like FIFA 25, for example, you're going to notice it and you're going to mind it. But yeah, for story games, it won't be a problem at all. Another small issue that I have to mention is that sometimes during the recording will jitter and stutter for a bit. It only happened once or twice to me, and it's not too noticeable, but it's definitely something to look out for. Now, before talking about the actual quality of the capture card, there is one major issue I have to talk about. So the capture card is listed as 4K 60Hz. However, if you try to set the recording to 4K, you will get this. This is like 15 frames per second, and I could not get it to work at all properly, and yeah, it does not look good, honestly. However, if you're using 1080p, then it's quite perfect. And for the price of $5, I don't think you can really complain. However, calling it a 4K capture card, it's a bit scummy. Okay, but the thing you're probably most curious about, what's the quality like? Honestly, it's surprisingly good actually. Now, I unfortunately cannot show you how exactly the image looks due to the YouTube compression messing everything up, but in my experience, it looks decent. You can notice sometimes, mainly on UI elements, that there is some like artifacting. I don't know what's about compression or what's happening there, but other than that, at 1080p, it looks fine. Like, I could genuinely play the game like this, and especially if you're just interested in making a YouTube video or a clip or something like that, this is more than perfect. Even as somebody who's creating content on YouTube, this is absolutely fine, especially on 1080p, given that YouTube will also compress the video, so you won't even notice the loss in quality when compared to an actual expensive capture card. So I can say that I'm pretty happy with the results I've been given. I tried playing different games using the capture card, and for example in Minecraft, while the game looks great, on the hunger bar you can see how the image kind of looks weird, like the colors are messing themselves up. And it's not super noticeable, and honestly, if you haven't seen how the game looks side by side, you wouldn't notice, but it's something worth noting. And I've tried also games like Mafia: The Old Country, where I honestly didn't even notice almost any difference when compared to actually playing it on my monitor. And now, again, if you plan to play fast-paced games like, for example, FIFA 25 on the capture card itself, you're going to run into a problem where the latency may become a bit noticeable. However, in my experience, if I just play it on my monitor and record it with the capture card, the footage is pretty good and I, again, have no issues with it. So, what's the conclusion here? Would I recommend buying this capture card? Well, honestly, if you're just looking for something cheap, maybe to have clips that you share with friends, or maybe to record some amateur YouTube videos like I'm doing, then yes. Now, of course, there are some caveats. First of all, if you want to order something off of Temu, you do have to like make an order that's $30, I think, which is not great, but if you have a family member or a friend who's ordering, which I did, you can just buy the capture card that way. However, you might ask yourself, well, are there any better alternatives? And well, the truth is that you could probably find this exact capture card or something even better on something like AliExpress or eBay or anywhere else. Like I said, I never used a capture card before, so this is a first experience for me, and I am well aware that I am a pretty noob at this, but I had a good experience with this capture card, and I don't know how long it's going to be working for, but for the price I paid, I genuinely cannot complain. And again, if you want something professionally, you should probably look up Elgato or something like that. However, if you just want something cheap that works, this honestly might be a good alternative. Another thing that I forgot to mention, but if you plan to use this capture card, that means that you cannot use HDR, you cannot record in HDR, you cannot even play games in HDR while the capture card is connected. And another thing that's worth noting is that it does not support 120 Hz, so you cannot enable 120 Hz in your PS5 settings when connected to a capture card. It will just say that your TV does not support it, which in my case is false. However, this is something that's to be expected. I mean, the capture card clearly says that it's 60 Hz only, and to be honest, you're not going to be wanting to use HDR in gameplay footage anyways, because it will just mess up the image on most screens that are watching the video. But still, if this is something you're interested in, then you should look elsewhere. Before ending the video, I just want to say thank you all so much for the fact that we've reached 1,000 subscribers. This is not something I've expected to say, and I didn't expect to get this far. But thank you so much. Like, I started doing videos on YouTube because it's fun, and I enjoy doing something that's creative, and I also enjoy editing videos and writing scripts and everything. And to see me get this far, it's just so incredible, and I'm so grateful to everybody, and I hope that in the future it will grow even higher. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.